What's going on, YouTube? I hope this video finds you well. I hope you are taking care of yourself, but not, I hate that generic taking care of yourself. I hope you're taking care of yourself in the sense of like thinking about your actions, thinking about your day in a meaningful way, a different approach. So today's video inspired by something that re-inspired me, because this is how I already think, but just hearing it again and like knowing this is what we're up against, right? And so basically the title of the video is going to be like massive, like escapism, and global escapism is probably going to be the title. But I kind of want to talk about a little backstory about like how like how I'm gonna approach it, like where I feel I'm at with it. So one thing, like I said, I'm going to be a teacher. So one thing that I think is important, and one thing that I've always said in my videos, like I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. I'm trying to talk to people who want to listen and who want to grow. And that dialogue is important. It doesn't matter if only 20 people hear it. If I only get 20 views and the 20 people hear it and they appreciate the message, that's 20 more. That's 20 people who didn't already hear the message, now heard it, and now they're like, that was meaningful dialogue. And the thing is, sometimes we need to understand something. This is something I want to tell people. Even if you don't have the conversation, the thought alone is worthy. It means something. So you don't always have to share. You don't always have to tell somebody something. For example, I was listening to a space. I've never listened to one of them things. It's nonsense. But I joined one, and basically the person was like, oh, you really think having a Twitter space with, 100 people, like, you're gonna, like, change the world? Like, and he's like, yes, I do think this is meaningful. And the person, like, got shut down. He goes, if you don't think this is meaningful and you want to tear this down, why are you here? Right? Like, that's how people do. They think that they can just like rain on parades because they want to give up on their own lives, which is what I've been talking about in these past videos. A lot of people are giving up on themselves, and they want to bring others down with them. And this is how it works. This is how people don't realize that they think they don't want to bring others down, but it's how it comes off is, no, I'm just saying this is the reality. You're saying what the reality is, but that's your reality. That's not mine. My reality, I think it's worth it to just talk to 20 people and spread my message. In your reality, you think there's no change is going to come of that, and that's why it's worthless to do. And that's also the reason why we're in the predicament we're in, because everybody believes that there's no point in even helping one person. There's no point in helping change 20 people. But what people don't realize is that it's corny, but it's the truth. Once helping one person, that person will help another, and then it just constantly spreads. It just will spread. That's why, if we had hypothetically a nation of people doing good, you're not going to do bad out of fear. You're going to do good out of hope that somebody's going to do good to you, right? That's kind of what people do good for. It's like, I remember my friend, I've been talking to him, he just moved up here or whatever, and I've been really, trying to get him motivated to, get on that, what I mean? Get on the yard of me and get on that path. And he's like, I really appreciate you, and I'm like, it's nothing that you wouldn't do for me, right? I wouldn't do it if I didn't think you were going to do it for me. That's another thing. I don't do something if I don't, don't get me wrong, I will do something even if somebody I know won't be able to do it. But, there's that point, right? At the end of the day, it's like, we want to create a world where everyone can give back, everybody can help. But, so I just wanted to go on that little tangent that, it's important to have these conversations. It's important to have dialogue. It means something, even if only not like 9 people watched my last video. Guess what? I got a text from somebody I haven't talked to in a minute, and I'm like, look, you don't know who's watching, and it meant a lot to me. I'm like, damn, like, and it's funny too, because I'm making the video, right, and I'm like, damn, this mini video, 25 minutes, ain't nobody gonna watch this shit. I get a text like, yo, love the perspective, and I'm just like, damn, like, it's crazy. Like, you never know who really watching. Like, it really means a lot, and it makes me want to be a better person at, as always. I mean, I already am, but I always keep striving to be the best I can be, right? Spread this message, um, but let's just talk about this global escapism, right? So global escapism, it's on a massive level, right? So we have terrible low wages, right? Where people aren't able to afford basic necessities, right? So when you have people who can't afford anything, we go to welfare. Welfare is to keep you in that cycle of just constant mediocrity, right? You can't, it's like training you to be like okay with minimal efforts, keep you comfortable with not wanting more, not, it's just like right in this like middle ground, but it's like insane, but it's really insanity really at the same time, because you're just accepting like this place, and that's, it eats you up inside, right? And that's kind of what's spreading throughout, even if you're not on welfare, right? And you're working 2-3 jobs at like, you're working at McDonald's, you're working at Burger King, and then you're working like at Arby's, right? I know people, and I said that because I know people like that. Because I get the McDonald's coffee. I can't even cap to you. I be getting that McDonald's coffee because you know what? It's $1, and Dunkin' is terrible. It's absolute dog water. McDonald's probably a little bit better dog water, but it's cheaper. So, one of the guys, he's working at McDonald's, but he's, and the thing is though, it's like, when you working like that, let's talk about how this affects you, right? Like, not only is it, you're like, you think you're not going to be able to participate in your life, right? And I made a good point. Like, I was talking to some friends, last week. It's like, if women, right? Because the men believe, women will only want. I mean, normally there's a lot of women like this, but men only believe that, and some women hold this belief, right? They only want a man who's a provider, right? That's a natural male instinct, right? But if we know we won't be able to provide, we already give up. We're like, oh, well, I'm never going to be able to get a girl because I'm not going to be able to be a provider. So you already take yourself out of the equation. So you already removed a potential girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever, from the equation. No one's going to be able to afford housing, right? We're in this housing issue. No one's going to be able to have, like maybe have a pension security check, you know what I mean? Something like to be able to like not work until they're 80, right? Until they're dead. So it creates this massive global escapism where people are just, like I said, constantly, they just give up on their life. We have a massive I think I saw an article that America consumes more alcohol and more SSRIs than any other country. The hell was that noise? It's always when I'm recording a video, right? I tried to record the last one, and the oil truck like came up the street, like bruh. But so our country consumes the most SSRIs and alcohol. But the thing is, this is the issue though with the massive global escapism that I don't think anybody talks about, is that since we're all under this spell of not participating in our life, just going through daily motions, just droned out, because we're all under something, right? It's actually insane to think, like, besides caffeine, or for me, the only thing I take is caffeine, right? It's probably rare. It's probably rare. I think the statistics, like 1 in 3 people is, caffeine, weed, vape, something. So we're all under some type of stimulant. Nobody's truly sober to get through this life. It's actually insane to think about. So even me, caffeine's relatively sober, but I don't drink, I don't smoke. And you really take a step back and you're like, damn. But if you say, yo, our country, everybody's drunk, everybody's on SSRIs, they're like, well, people need SSRIs, people need pills, people need this, it's like, listen, and we've gotten to a point where we're not allowed to address the issue, and all these other things stem from this massive escapism, right? The massive escapism, leads to listen, I don't want to. I'm gonna say some real shit, and I don't want. I'm gonna get canceled. It's like no. All right, I just want to take a deep breath because I'm about to say some real shit, and I don't want to like invalidate people because I think everything's okay. Like I said about like, immigration and stuff. Like I think everything's fine. I think everything it is, but I think at the scale of what's happening right now is created because of escapism. So I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna get hate for this. We have depression, anxiety, a lot of like online identities. We have, a lot of people obsessed with this anonymity to, be a different persona. And that's created because we are not present in our own lives. So we have to create this persona, right? Through online, through, what's the called? What's them when they dress up? Like not like cosplay, but like the furry thing, right? Like people think they're furry, they're an animal. Like it's because they don't want to be themselves. Same thing with the trans, and I'm not saying that's why I said I might get canceled because you're not allowed to mention trans, but the trans thing is it's another part of that. It's like this isn't whatever. Like think about how it works, right, in your psyche. I'm sorry, I'm like going like kind of rambling, but it's because it's tough because I'm trying to say that like the global escapism when you accept that mindset, you give up your future so harsh that you realize that you need to do something drastic now, something different, something that you can accept, and then you'll be happy, and you think you'll be happy. So you're like, okay, I'll give up life. I'll be this. I'll become a trans, and I'll try to change this. And then that's why a lot of trans people, they're still not happy. They still don't feel like X thing. It's because the thing they're trying to feel isn't. It's actually the feeling everybody's trying to get is the thing they gave up. I hate to be corny, but like it's almost in a sense of like your personal story you gave up by quitting on whatever you're doing. So so that's like a lot of the depression, anxiety, it's because your spirit's like, yo, you're giving up on whatever your mission was. Whatever your mission is, you gave up. You're just like gonna get drunk every day, smoke weed, get high, take pills, and like just coast through life just like blacked out. So of course you're gonna be deep, you're gonna be depressed, anxiety, and things like that. And then eventually it's gonna transmute into an online person, and that turns into the cosplay thing, and then the trans thing, and then it's just over for honestly it's over for you. Like I don't. That's not even trying to be negative. I mean, I'm not saying it's not over for you. You'll probably come back here again, but you failed. It is what it is. I feel like that's just the harsh truth. Like, I feel like you can fail. I feel like I failed. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I failed, not to get super, you know, but like, I'll get real. I'll just get real right now. Fuck it. We getting real in this bitch. We getting real. Like, I feel like I failed my fam. You know what I mean? Like, I told y'all like my sister died and stuff like that. So like, I feel like I was supposed to be the glue. I mean, I am. I'm supposed to be the glue to my fam. And I can't do it. I tried. I tried to be the glue to, my cousins, to my grandma, on my mom's side. I tried. And it's not that I failed. It's that I realized that this is also a part of me. I failed. I just was like, I can't do it. That I don't think I could save them. Then they all, you know what I mean? They all got that, the booster. You know what I mean? They all got that cooster. They all got the cooster, and that was it. There's no saving. There's no coming back from that. I just think I'm gonna keep it a bean. They got that yerdamine, and then they got the little yerd, and they haven't been the same since, man. They haven't been the same since, and it's like there's no spirit there anymore. There's nothing there. There's just nothing there. I've never talked about this in a video yet, but I'm being real. And it really killed. I'm not gonna lie, man. Damn, I'm venting in this video. It's gonna be another 20-minute video, but I'm gonna just keep it a bean, you know. Because I'm gonna talk about it still goes to the global escapism thing, right? Like how I almost fell into it. Like, it's just like I felt like I lost, like I should have done better, like to make them not all get that, and then they got it all. And like, you know, I went to go hang out with all of them, and it was just like this is how they're all just like this now. Everybody I noticed that has it, they all have these eyes. They're all just dead. They do this weird blinky thing. They're like one at a time. They can't even control their blinking anymore. Just dead. There's nothing to talk about. It's just like their spirit's gone. It's just like weird, and it feels like they're. I don't even know how to explain it. So it made me depressed, right? It made me really depressed because I really was like, damn, I just lost my whole fam. Lost my whole fam, and my dog died. I said, bro, I'm in the fucking blender, mate. I'm in the blender, mate. That's terrible. I'm in the fucking blender. It's not. I'm in the fucking blender, mate. all right. I gotta stop. Listen. Listen. When I talk about all this shit, let me give a real quick preface. When I talk about this shit, bro, I am laughing. I am fine. You know, shout out Absol. I can laugh about it because I cried about it enough. You know what I'm saying? I can laugh now. I'm in a good place, but I gotta still. Whenever I talk to y'all, it's, you know, these thoughts have been processed. I'm just coming back and I want to share it. So anyway, it's just harsh, right? Like I'm like, damn man, I'm in the fucking blender, mate. So, you know. You know, I just really realized that, like, this escapism everybody's gone to, you know, the video game, like everything. It's just in everywhere. Think about it nowadays. The trend is in all media, right, is like the self-deprecating. Like it's always like they're like emo. Everybody's like this emo character, and all Netflix shows and all, like, it's like cool to be like these like one-liners that are just like self-deprecating, like kind of like depressing humor now, like. That is the vibe. That is what is happening. And you're not allowed to even point it out because there's too much money to be made, right? And deep down, people don't want to, and this is what happens. You get so far down, and they know they fucked up, right? Like that person in the space, like, of course they converted, and literally, like, think about how it was like an insane like revelation for that person. They were trans in the chat, and he was like talking about like building a free world, you know, for all humanity, right, type shit, you know, shit I'm on, and you know, and in the conversation, she realized that she fucked up, like, going trans, and it like hit home because I was like, see, like, that's what happens. So you will eventually regret it because you realize that the reason why you did it wasn't for the actual right reasons that you think they were. A lot of them is programmed reasons, and I hate to, you know, say that. It's just the truth. A lot of the reason why you go, it's the same for all of this. The reason why you get on depression, anxiety meds is because you kind of programmed to believe that's what you need. You know, what you need is spirit, you need community, you need people to talk to, you need guidance. And we, in this community, and you know, in America, we killed community, we killed guidance, we killed spirituality, right? It's all about individualism, and you can't do it on your own. You really can't. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. Yeah, man, I haven't talked about none of that stuff before. But it's just a real. It's just a real. You know, we at a place where I really don't even know. And that's the thing, you know, last thing I'll say, and wrap it up. You know, I feel like since I said I failed, and, you know, I already believe in the reincarnation thing, you know what I mean? I believe, you know, the karma dharma cycle, you know what I mean? I believe we come around, you know, go around it, do it multiple times or whatever. But I believe that, you know, so like if I have kids, you know, down the line, I'm going to be my own kid, right? My own grandson. It's really all, I really truly believe it's all you at the end of the day. I believe you're the same woman, you're the same man over and over and over again. I don't believe in, that's why I don't believe in the 8 billion people on the globe. I don't believe there's that many souls. I don't. Maybe there are. Maybe there are 8 billion souls. I don't know. But there's definitely not 8 billion people on this globe. Because, like I said, China's got empty cities, man. China's got empty cities. If they had a billion people there, those cities wouldn't be empty. You can Google that. If India would have been made moves to move out if there was not enough space. I mean, let's just keep it a bean. Come on, use your brain a little bit. America has empty cities. We got Detroit is a ghost town. There's some places in Kentucky, you know what I mean? Like all those southern states, man. Like they got nothing there. There's not many people. I tell people really objectively, look, like if you think about all the cities, think about how many real cities there are. There's only a couple. Everywhere else is like these makeshift cities because they don't really have anything. There's nothing. There's no like move into the city, like there's a New York, Philly, L.A. That's really it. Like if you really break it down, maybe Seattle a little bit, but outside Seattle, there's a lot of humbug. Like what the fuck, bumblefuck going on there? Yeah, really break it down. But last thing I want to say, so I believe that I am my own granddad. I am my own grandson. I am my own. So if I fail, I'm gonna come back right down to my lineage. I mean, unless because I don't want to believe in the whole. Because I hear some people talk about like, if you have kids, well, you're keeping your line going and you'll never get out. And it's like, well, that's not true because we're supposed to mate, right? I believe we're supposed to mate. I think it's a part of your growth. I think you're supposed to grow. I think you're supposed to keep hitting new levels of maturity and understanding that, you would never get. Because at the end of the day, everybody's always like, and this is my point, what I'm trying to say, like, people keep thinking that, like, well, you got to do things for the right reasons and da-da-da-da. Well, at the end of the day, this is an experience for you, and there's the community, and what you're supposed to do is some things that are just ingrained. You're supposed to have kids for you. It's not for the kids, it's for you, for your personal growth, for your personal journey. That's just the truth. It sounds bad, like, oh, you're really just bringing, yeah, it's what must be done. So, like I said, I feel like I failed. I feel like I'm going to come back and, I want to set myself up for my own betterment. So, create generational wealth for my kids, so that, when I come back, I've been living in the life, the life I never had. But, you got to look at it like a movie. Like, a lot of people want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die, right? You heard that before. A lot of people want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. Well, how about this? You want generational wealth, but are you willing to struggle and get it? Are you willing to be the first one to start that chain reaction for your family to get it? For your future family, something that you can't even see. Are you able to suck it up and have a miserable life for that, so that your generation, for that the future you can have that? That's how you got to look at it. You willing to die to go to heaven? Type shit, bro. For real, you willing to die to go to heaven? First of all, that's the hardest shit ever. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Love y'all, man. Be safe out there, for real. I mean, really think about what you think. Think about what you're thinking about. Think about why you're thinking about something. Get to the root of all these thoughts. You know what I mean? Because cipher out. Don't spend time on thoughts that don't need to be spent time on. You know what I mean? Because some people will some thoughts will just linger and they just to get your attention. Some things want to just get your attention. There's a reason why. I plan it in there. You know what I mean? I keep trying to, this is a separate video, but, definitely last thing I'll say is that, you got to be careful. Some dreams are just, literally just another commercial. You know what I mean? Like, you watch commercials all the time. Well, guess what? Your subconscious is now commercial. So whatever that subconsciously that commercial was trying to target you for, it's in your dream, your brain really deciphers the meaning of all things. So, you might watch something and you might not get the subconscious meaning towards it right away, but in your dreams, your subconscious will break it down, and you'll have it in your pre-forward, in your frontal, and then you'll be like, oh, what the fuck, my dream is something? No, that's what the subconscious, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. So, be wary what you're dreaming about. Be wary about what you're thinking about. Protect yourself at all times. All right, love y'all. Later.